When I am choosing interior design materials, there is a world of possibilities. And although this is very exciting, it is also overwhelming. Working on projects requires you to choose all the types of materials that are going to be included in your project. This includes flooring, ceiling, walls, furniture, drapery. There are so many materials that interior designers have to specify for their projects. And guys, because materials are a big part of your project, you don't want to get it wrong. In today's video, I want to share with you what I have learned about interior design materials. I will be going through some of the materials that you should know if you are an interior designer, along with their characteristics and their best uses for interior design projects. Let's get right into it. I love Terrazzo. This material is really great, and not only because it's beautiful, but also because it's a sustainable material. And that is because it's made out of recycled content. Terrazzo, it's made out of recycled stone and chips, which also makes it super durable. And guys, because Terrazzo is a very durable material, it can be used basically anywhere, and that includes flooring, for residential and of course for commercial applications. Although concrete is commonly used for structural applications, it is becoming popular in the interior design industry as well. And there are actually two reasons for this. The first being that concrete is very durable, so that means that it's very low maintenance. And the second being that concrete has a very neutral color, which is great. And this makes it a very versatile material to use with other materials in interior projects. I really need to talk about tile because it's one of those materials that you're going to be using a lot if you are in the interior design industry. And a lot of the times we have a wrong idea of what this material really is. I remember when I was just learning about interior design materials for the very first time, I used to think that tile was actually a material, just like wood, just like concrete. But it is not. Tile actually refers to the rectangular or square pieces that are laid on the floor, and it can be made out of different materials. Some examples would be ceramic, stone, porcelain, and clay. So tile is really great for many uses. Probably one of the most common examples are bathrooms and showers. So different types of tiles are good for certain applications. One of the most common uses of porcelain tile, for example, is for showers. And this is because porcelain tile is resistant to water, which is great for showers. It is very important that you are familiar with the different types of tiles and what are their strengths and their weaknesses, because not every tile is good for every application. And again, tile is not only used for bathrooms, you can use it in commercial projects, on the floor, on the walls, on the ceiling. You can have tile backsplash. You can use this material anywhere, but you want to make sure that the type of tile that you are going to be using is actually appropriate for that application. Stone is probably one of my favorite interior design materials, and that is because it's beautiful. When it comes to stone, there are so many types that you can choose from. Some examples would be marble, granite, quartzite, onyx, limestone, etc. Of course, that with this many options, you have so many colors to choose from. So guys, where can you use stone? Basically anywhere, but you have to be careful with what type of stone you are choosing, because some stones are better for certain applications than others. One example would be marble. Marble is not great for kitchen countertops. I mean, you can still use it or specify it, but you gotta take into consideration that marble is a soft stone. So this really means that it stains very easily if you don't seal it every once in a while. So if you drop, for example, wine or oil or juice, that stain probably will never go away. So when you are specifying stone, and basically any type of interior design material, you want to be familiar with all the properties of that material, because you don't want to specify something that's going to create some trouble down the road. Another beautiful material for interior design applications is wood. Wood is probably the material that you will use the most if you are an interior designer. We use wood for floor, for wall, for ceiling, for millwork, for furniture. There are so many uses to wood, so that is why it's very important that you are familiar with this type of material. To be honest with you, wood is a whole different world, and there are so many things to learn about it. But for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna share with you the basic things that you should know if you're gonna use wood for your projects. The first thing you need to know is the types of wood. We all know that wood comes from trees, and there are different trees species that you can cut the wood from. The most common species are oak, walnut, birch, Douglas fir, hickory, hemlock, among others. So although you can use solid wood, which I just talked about for your interior design projects, solid wood tends to be more expensive, which is why we also use composite wood. Some examples would be MDF, OSB, plywood, and particle board. Another very common use for wood is flooring. So you can have hardwood floors, which are solid, like solid wood, or you can also have engineered wood floors, which would be 2 layers of real wood, solid wood, on the top and the bottom, and the core would be a manufactured product. So guys, as you see, wood is a very extensive topic. And if you are in the interior design industry, I highly recommend that you become familiar and that you learn about this type of material, because it's something that it's used a lot in the industry. Glass is a material that can be used in so many ways. I feel like glass really finishes up any type of space, and it gives it this very high-end look. If you go to any luxury space, whether that's a hotel or a mall or a clothing store, you will always see some sort of glass. So it is a very cool material to use, especially for high-end projects. Glass, like many of the other materials that I've talked about, has many different types of uses and applications. You can use glass for windows, of course. You can use it for the ceiling, for skylights, for roofs. You can use it for furniture, for countertops. You can also use it for stairs. Now, glass can go through a number of processes to make its appearance very different. And this is why we have all these different glass classifications, such as tempered glass, cast, sandblasted, frosted, even safety glass, which is used for doors and for stairs for security reasons. And another great thing about glass is that it requires very low maintenance. It's very easy to clean, it won't scratch, it won't stain. So it's really a very good material if you want to use it for the interior space. Guys, that is it from me today. I know that there are so many other materials that I didn't talk about today. So if you want to learn more, I would probably make a second part of this video. So let me know down in the comments if that's something that you would be interested in. Subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.